everybody. I think this video, well, what I'm going to be working on now is I'm going to be working on the paneling for the quad, what used to be Trike. Chances are this video, or me doing this, is going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 videos long. I don't really know. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be doing the same thing that I did on the Batmobile, and that is I've already got the frame, and then I'm going to be doing the paneling, and then in between the paneling and the frame will be the connections. So I'll be doing the same thing on this as I did with the Batmobile. So what I did is I've got a piece of 20 gauge sheet metal here. Got my protractor, got my tape measure, got my black Sharpie marker, and I'm using this as a template, this box. And what I did was from this point on over, this is only half of, or this here is only half of the side of the cart, and then I did all that, and then I flipped it over, and I'm going to be doing the other side. With the Batmobile, I actually had the CAD program that I used, but this is going to be, I'm using this on this instead. I'll show you all the dimensions here, but I'm going to draw all this out first before I start doing the dimensions. Okay, so this is how I did this. I took this box, this cardboard, and I went and stuck it on the go-kart like that, and only did one side because I know the other side is just going to be the same thing but just opposite. So I laid it down on this like that, left about a ½ inch or so on the side here because that stuff's going to be folded over. And then I took it and took the square part and then just folded it and kept the square part area in place. And then just traced all this. That's what I was just doing. So I'll show you what my dimensions are here. Okay, straight across here on this square, the primary square plate, which is where the exhaust is at, the exhaust panel, I've got 8 inches straight across, and straight down I've got 7 3/4. Now remember, this stuff is going to stretch. The 8 inches is what's exactly the width that's on the cart. So when I go to bend this, it's going to stretch it slightly. So it should be able to fit on there really nice. Then I measured out a ½ inch to compensate for, well, you'll see. Anyway, so I measured out at ½ inch, And then this angle right here, this angle is a 110 degree angle. That's what this protractor is set up at. 110 degrees. Its length is 2 3/4 from this point up to this point. This here is also 110 degrees. Okay. That's measured at 2 inches. Now these measurements are probably a little off because I'm using a Sharpie and the ink, you know, the pen part's got thickness to it, so this isn't absolute precision here. But anyway, so that's 2 inches. This here is also 110 and 110. 110. 110. Measured up the same distance, 2 3/4. That's 2 and, well, looks like a 7 on the camera, but it's actually 2 3/8 the distance from this point over to this point. And then these are also 110 degrees. And then this distance here is 3 inches. And the 3 inches is actually, pull this out, make sure I'm right on this. The 3 inches. So technically, we're looking at from the line over, we're looking at 3 inches. But adding on the extra half, we're looking at 3 1/2. But that's going to be cut out of there. This is going to be cut out right there, all the way down, and then over, because all this will be left on. Okay, so now you got this 90 degree angle right here. Comes down, and then I got a 90 degree angle right here. That distance is, okay, I had to measure that all out again. So this is a 90 degree angle here, going down. Hold on. Okay, had to measure this out again. But this is a 90 degree angle here, going down 2 5/8. With a 90 degree angle here, and then coming out a 1/2 inch. Measure down a full 11 inches, and then putting the mark there. I'll probably just got to get away with making it, well, nah, never mind. But anyways, coming back over here, the 7 3/4 inch, which is the length of this, we're going to come back here and we're going to measure out from this point. We're going to put the protractor on there, like that, and that, from this point, coming down here to that point, we're looking at about 20 degrees. That's about a 20 degree angle there. So, once you mark all that up on a piece of paper, then you'll just take the piece of paper and fold it back over and have this, keep the square intact, and then you'll be able to do the same thing over on here. You see how I messed up? So, but anyway, so then